to me, quality matters. It matters. And you have to get engaged if you want quality, both mentally and physically. And so that's what this partnership is genuinely about, is to help people get engaged and take control and kick some ass.
And I would add to that, the one thing that we love to teach is fitness and physical activity, with all the rest of it, is to help you live a more fuller, adventurous life. Like we always say to our clients, we don't want to see you on the sidelines because you feel tired or not engaged, or you have an injury, chronic injury, because you're doing stupid burpees. And you know what I mean? We want to see people living a fuller, happier life. And encompassing all the things that this app does and this platform does, it gives you that mental help, like physical help, the nutrition, it's all there, and it's just going to allow you to live a fuller life.
So good evening and welcome to those tuning in. My name is Amanda and I work in social media marketing for My Viva Plan. And I'm joined today with the CEO of My Viva Plan, Loreen Wales, and the owner of SVPT Fitness, Shara. So with the incoming launch of My Viva Plan, we're bringing together these two passionate ladies who've both played massive parts in designing and powering My Viva Plan to answer some popular questions and common misperceptions about everything related to wellness, registered dietitians, kinesiologists, personal trainers, and the bridge they brought together between these disciplines to create My Viva Plan. So I guess we can start first with both of you guys just discussing your, a little bit about yourself and just how you came to the journeys with both SVPT Fitness and My Viva.
You go ahead, Loreen.
Oh, Shara, you're so gracious. So I'm Loreen Wales from Revive Wellness and My Viva, and I've been a healthcare provider for 24 years now, practicing as a dietitian, and also have a degree in psychology. And why I say that, because my area of expertise has been in chronic disease management. So I worked for 10 years in the public sector at the University of Alberta Hospital, working with people who had kidney disease, that transplanted. And with kidney disease, people don't just have kidney disease. They have a combination of other health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and then we transplant them, put them on medications that can cause other issues. So what I became really quite intrigued with and disturbed with, to be perfectly honest, is that 70% of the population that I was seeing that had kidney disease, 40% of them had diabetes, and of that, at least 90% of them had type 2 diabetes, which can be prevented. And the other 30% had high blood pressure that was uncontrolled and caused a kidney disease. And again, that could have been prevented. So this started to percolate in my brain as a healthcare provider. And I worked with people over that decade, and it really came to understand that, you know what, we in healthcare have to do better. We have to. Living with these chronic health conditions, once you actually end up with it, there's no going back. And so I decided to jump into private practice to get in front of this big, what would you assimilate it to? A big ice, what are they called? I was going to say not an ice cube, but a
glacier.
Thank you. I'm like this big glacier. And help prevent those chronic health conditions. So I started Revive Wellness and found the same things in primary care and stuff. And then we had this epiphany that, you know what, we know the science works. Oh my goodness, there's decades of the science out there. We know that if people get engaged in managing their health and watching how they're fueling their body, how they're moving their body, that we can actually make a difference and reduce the risk of these chronic health conditions. And so we were thinking, how do we actually take what we're doing doing and get it out to the masses. And that's how we ended up creating My Viva Plan. And so we've been on that journey for several years now, and we're very particular about it being evidence-based and partnering with people who are equally as particular about that evidence. Hence why the relationship with SVPT has formed, because Shara is phenomenal at what she does. She brings on a phenomenal team of trainers, kinesiologists that believe in the same vision and philosophy that we have at Revive and My Viva.
Well, thanks for that introduction.
No problem.
So I'm Shara Vigeant, owner of SVPT Fitness and Athletics. I've been a personal trainer for 17 years. I've been a strength and conditioning coach for 13. I started my business. It was Shara Vigeant Personal Training when I first started becoming a trainer, and then I kind of moved into a bigger facility 13 years ago. And what I saw was a need. I felt there had to be better trainers out there. I was tired of seeing really bad trainers and people getting hurt and not given what they deserve, not given what they pay for, and not given the care and the support that they deserve and that they're paying for. So I decided to open up a business, obviously, and try to create a product, and I have, that is about client care and giving people what they deserve and not jumping on trends and fads. We're very science and evidence-based. And giving people, the right information and try to debunk all the bull beep out there, and and give people empowerment and the right information so that they can do this stuff on their own eventually and feel supported and empowered. So yeah, I opened up SVPT, and now we have a team of kinesiologists and personal trainers. And I found Laureen because many years ago I decided, because one of the problems in the personal training industry right now is trainers doing nutrition, which drives me crazy because it's not hope of it's not in your lane. It's like you wouldn't go to a dietitian for a fitness program. So why are you going to a trainer for nutrition? So, and full disclosure, as a trainer, when I first started, I did nutrition. And I am sure that I'll get, there's been some bad things said about that, obviously, because I flipped the script, but when you know better, you do better. And I knew right away that this was out of the scope and I could harm people, and I didn't want to do that. So I found Revive and reached out and said, would you like to partner? And we need a dietitian and dietitians to refer our clients to so they can get the proper help. And me and Loreen met and hit it off. F-bombs flying everywhere.
Literally. I do have to say that F-bombs flying, saying an F-bomb is therapeutic. We won't maybe say that on this, but swearing is therapeutic.
Yeah, I've heard lots of things about just like screaming an F-bomb across like a mountain or something like that when you reach the top. But that's really awesome, just hearing both of the journeys that both of you guys have been able to carry your teams throughout. I think that says a lot about, women leading and all these types of different industries related to wellness. So one question we have straight about SVPT Fitness and My Viva Plan is, what is the main purpose of this partnership? You guys mentioned you guys came together. So what made this such a great link that it is, and what are you guys trying to deliver with each other through this partnership?
Well, I would have to say that in the journey that I've had throughout my career, and I think Shara spoke a little bit to this already, it's hard finding your people. It's hard finding. So we have 6 core values, and we hire to them, we evaluate against them, and we liberate against them as well. And I've been told that that's a tall order because there are 6 and we live and breathe them. They're integrated into our culture and stuff. Being tenacious, humble confidence, being compassionate, being passionate, being innovative, and brave is the 6th one. And see, I have to actually think about all of them, but all of them matter. And what I've learned is that you got to stick to, if there's one thing that I've learned is that you got to stick to these core values. You have to figure out what they are. You have to stick to them, and you have to do exactly what I said, hire to them, evaluate against them, and liberate them. So building a team with that many core values and finding people that actually fit that and have the same vision of genuinely, passionately, and compassionately wanting to help people take control of their health. Yeah, that's like finding needles in the haystack. And gratefully there are lots of needles, but there's still needles in a haystack. So when I met Shara, we've worked with many different trainers over the years and stuff. And to what Shara was saying, there was this frustration that we were having, that we knew what our lane was, and we weren't interested in becoming trainers, psychologists, doctors, nurses, physio. That's not our lane. And we wanted to work with partners that actually respected our lane and respected their own lane, and helped take our clients to a higher level to improve their clinical health outcomes. So meeting Shara was literally a breath of fresh air. Seriously, I think that's the reason why there were so many F-bombs dropped in that first meeting, because we were sharing all of our frustrations that each of us were having. And we were absolutely aligned within probably the first 30 minutes of meeting one another. Wouldn't you say, Shara? It was like, oh, you're tired of the crap? Oh, so are we. Oh, you actually have certain standards that you hire against? Oh, and you won't accept anything less? Oh, wow. Okay. And it became this, like, it was like putting on your favorite pair of gloves that you just, or a favorite pair of socks or favorite pajamas that you just can never part with. And it felt so easy. And that's when I knew that we had really finally, after weeding through all of the frustration that we had and finding a fitness partner, we found the right fit.
Yep. I don't know what to add to that. We were aligned on so many of the same issues that we were having in wellness and health. And, very much came together and said, how do we solve this? What can we do? Or, you know what I mean? And I believe My Viva was already being developed, but when we came together, right? So, I had seen it, and, I was like, this is great. Like, this is all encompassing. This is what my clients need. This is something that they'll really benefit from, because there's so much resource on here, and one-stop shop type of a thing. And it's built by actual experts. It's not built by developers in mom's basement with some facts off the internet. It's actual licensed professionals, actual people with degrees, and it's evidence-based. It's not something that somebody just developed because they thought they knew something and could build an app and sell it. This is actually built by real humans and people that have actually had hands-on experience with humans. So to me, that's really important, because you can't help someone if you don't have that type of experience and understand what the person's going through. So that's the other reason, this app and Revive and My Viva are such a good fit for us.
Mm-hmm. No gimmicks. No gimmicks.
That was, I believe, one of the things we vented about was, we're constantly in nutrition and in fitness, we're constantly up against fitness and nutrition fads and diets and trends and bullshit out there that people are inundated with every day on social media. And that's what we're up against. And it's a hard fight, but I feel like when you get a bunch of the right people together, it's a fight worth having. And it's a fight worth fighting for, because I'm personally tired of seeing people struggle when they don't have to, when it can be so simple. And because everyone thinks it's so complicated, and they want to complicate the hell out of everything because someone on the internet said it's very complex. Actually, no, they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you something so that you'll buy into the complicated, when it's really not that complicated. And we just want to show people that it can be very simple when you've got the right team behind you and the right information.
Well, and just to add to that, it's simple, but incredibly powerful. And I don't say that to be selling you a line of BS. It's true. I mean, the power of nutrition and the power of fitness to help manage both mental and physical health. You can take all of the pills and all of the supplements and the hokey pokey BS that's out there and try it. You will never, ever, ever, ever have optimal mental and physical health if you don't have the core foundation. And that's the thing that, you know, like I said, that's why there were so many F-bombs being told, because it's like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of people coming and saying their trainer told them that they need to be on this gimmicky diet and they have to take all these supplements and this person said this and I read this on the internet, and it's like, oh, like shut out all the noise, get back to the basics, and really stop or really start to understand the power in the simplicity. And that's why it is simple. It is, and yet it's not, because people aren't getting it, right? And that's the mission that we're on to help solve.
Yeah, humans are complex for sure, and it's not always like it's not every human is simple in terms of what they need, but the solutions can be simple. The solutions can be simple. We want them to be complicated. Like when we want to try to fix things, we want them to be complicated, but then we find out that, wow, you mean if I just go for a walk, I'll improve my mental health? No way. Are you sure? Because I was told I need to go for a walk when the sun is at 6:53, and I need to drink a glass of water before that, and I have to do 10 squats or else my mental health will be screwed up. Like, no, just go for a walk. Just go for a walk.
Yeah.
One thing that I believe a lot of people would be able to respect about both of you guys is just like the passion and the experience, the actual intelligence that goes in behind all these different pillars related to wellness. So let's start at the base level here, because we were talking about how simplistic all of these factors really can be. So one of the big questions people think about when, you know, they look at dietitians, they look at kinesiologists, they look at personal trainers, we're talking about these professional boundaries in respect of the betterment for clients that you guys come across. So what are these boundaries? Like, what would you say kinesiologists do and personal trainers? You can tackle this one on Shara, and then afterwards, I'd love to hear what Loreen has to say about the same kind of things related to dietitians. Like, where is all of those places supposed to be for each professional?
So technically, kinesiologists are clinical-based researchers. And while I hire kinesiologists, I turn them into personal trainers, because technically kinesiologists don't make the best personal trainers, because kinesiologists are in books and studying research and you know, are in a clinical setting, and they're optimizing human movement, where personal trainers are just a little more personal, right? They tend to deal with people that are more healthy, right? And so I take kinesiologists and turn them into personal trainers, and I get the benefit of them both, because the kinesiologists are clinical based, they're research based, they're science based, and nowadays with personal trainers, you can pretty much become certified on a weekend and call yourself a personal trainer. It doesn't mean you know what you're doing, right? And personal trainers, you know, they're unregulated, and it can be a flea market. So I prefer to have kinesiologists and then teach them the personal training side of things and get them out of the books and out of the lab and out of the research, and teach them about, you know, relating to humans and the human side of thing. I'm not saying that they don't, but the personal training, it teaches, when you take some type of personal training diploma or the NATE 2-year diploma, for example, there's a lot more focus on interaction with people, whereas kinesiologists there isn't. So that's one of the things. Personal training, like, you have to be a people person. So I've kind of blended them together, like kinesiologists, that science and that research base and the understanding and critical thinking and, you know, being analytical and stuff, and then teach them how to relate to humans, and because I try to hire just good humans, and I hire people that are smarter than me. They need to teach me stuff, right? Hiring up, because man, I learn something at my gym every day, because everybody's learning all the time. So the great thing about trainers and kinesiologists that are still willing to learn is they're willing to learn for the clients, for the betterment of the clients. so that we're always growing. They're always learning new things, and that benefits the clients in the long term. I hope that answered the question.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, thank you for that. I'll toss it over to Loreen to pose the same kind of questions of what do registered dietitians do? And
the Canada Food Guide.
Oh my God, please don't. If I could throw something at you through the screen.
Well, that's
yeah,
like,
but that's absolutely, that's what we get accused of. Oh, dietitians, they just actually, are going to give you the Canada Food Guide. And sadly, some do. And I just want to go, OMG.
But
like,
everyone thinks that all trainers do is give them burpees and make them puke, which
yeah.
was a reason why I wanted to start my own business, is because people deserve better than that. So
yeah.
So I know you guys.
Yeah, and in fairness to the Canada Food Guide, so I will give Canada Food Guide I'll give them some credit. It's definitely changed to the new one, gives you the divided plate concept, and it's specifically for people that don't have any health conditions. The thing about what we do at Revive is that, in My Viva, we're seeing people that are usually coming for us to help them solve a problem. So they feel like they have a problem to solve, which isn't just your happy-go-lucky person on the side of the street that you see and life is good and I got nothing to complain about. People are coming to see us because they think they have something wrong. And that's where that clinical, the university education, the 5 darn years that it takes, and a lot of us have more than just one degree. It's another degree. I ended up with a psychology degree, which I'm so happy for, because this is attached to these, which is attached to the rest of my body. And so our brain, our mental health, is connected to our physical health, and you can't have one without the other. It doesn't matter. But what's interesting is that to this day, we keep looking at it totally separately, that, oh, mental health, oh, I need medication and I just need therapy, that's going to solve my mental health problems. Well, it isn't. Sorry, that's a bit of a rant, but the point about, so dietitians actually help solve problems. And our critical thinking skills come into play there, because everything that we do is evidence-based. We're bound by our regulatory college to actually do that. The team that we have is outside of the box thinkers. So we are leading edge in that we're constantly evaluating the new research and stuff. We understand how and when to push and try new things and stuff that might be outside of the box. And we love doing those types of experiments with our clients. And our main objective is to help provide our clients with the tools that they need to take control of their health. So I always say to my clients, and I have for years, that I want to work myself out of having a job. And they're like, huh? And I said, I will work with you as long as it takes to give you the tools that you need. But my objective is to help you fish for yourself, to help you take control of your health, to help you build self-efficacy, self-confidence, strong self-esteem, build resilience. That is my job. That is my gift to you. I don't have a magic wand to wave to say, take all your problems away. I'm there as a coach, as a sidekick, or as a co-pilot, to help my clients manage their journey and get them to where they want to go. So it isn't about me telling them what to do, giving them a prescription, telling and judging them. And so many people think that that's what dietitians do. And unfortunately, yeah, some people have had that experience with healthcare professionals, and it does genuinely bother me. That's not us. There is no judgment when you walk in the door. The one thing that we've heard time and time again on My Viva Plan is, wow, this is a fascinating program. There's no judgment here. I don't feel like I'm being criticized. Well, that's our philosophy. We will never have clients coming back to us if all we continue to do is judge them. So we really are very particular about our approach and our style, and really trying to shake off the Canada Food Guide image, because it's just not us.
Exactly, yeah. Hearing both of these professions in their work is very interesting to hear. I'm wondering, when we're filling the gap of these professional boundaries, what would you both say the missing component is with the client care that you do as personal trainer, as a dietitian, and how does this wrap together to create My Viva Plan to be the program that it is?
So, well, for us, obviously, with people with exercise and fitness in general, the gap that's missing is nutrition. So we try to explain to our clients that, nutrition is the biggest piece of the puzzle. Fitness, while fitness is still really important for, like we've said, mental health and physical health, obviously, nutrition is pretty important. Fitness, you can exercise an hour a day and keep your body moving, but what you fuel and put in your body is so important. They go together hand in hand. They if people could understand that, when you put them together, it's a huge effect. Rather than, it's like we've had a lot of clients that have done just the exercise portion. Oh, I'm just going to exercise and whatever. And then they add in the nutrition. They're like, why didn't I do this sooner? Oh my goodness. It's like, yes, of course they're going to feel better just exercising. Of course you're going to feel better just with nutrition. But together, that's when you get the real good, the best effect ever. So for us, nutrition was the gap that was missing, and it just made sense, to pair with new dietitians, because to help our clients get the full effect.
And I would say the same. So I was going to say, you want to arm wrestle for, is it nutrition or is it fitness that's more important? I don't actually think, I think they're both a fundamental part of the puzzle or the equation. And I'm tired of hearing, oh, if I just am going to work on my nutrition, or I'm just going to work on my fitness. You won't get where you want to go unless you're actually doing both. And so that's where we knew. I mean, I've always working with people with complex health conditions and stuff. I always knew that the nutrition, the fitness was a component, and the mental health. And so, interestingly enough, how we approach the mental health side of it is increasing awareness, building awareness with an individual. And we do that using cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to get people to do daily reflections. And so that, when we started building My Viva Plan, that was a mandatory component. And it's based on Dr. Albert Bandura's theory of behavioral theory of self-regulation. And get this, and again, this seems so basic to me, but people don't understand this. When we collect data about our day, what is our energy level? How many glasses of water did I drink today? Did I eat balanced meals? Yes or no? How much did I sleep? What's my stress level? Just a few simple questions that you can collect in a couple of minutes. What that data does is it actually helps you start to create a picture of what's going on in your life, how you're feeling, and how you're behaving. And that in turn, believe it or not, and this has been proven for many decades, that we humans, go figure, we humans actually can take that data, we naturally will if we're collecting it, and we will process it, evaluate it, and use it to figure out what direction we want to go. Wow, right? Like, aha moment but we're not doing this. And so if Shara and I, doesn't matter if it's nutrition or fitness, if the trainer and the dietitian are working, say with you, Amanda, if you aren't aware of what's going on and you have no clue how you're behaving, how you're feeling, what direction you want to go, you spending any money seeing Shara and I, waste of your time, waste of your money. You are never going to be successful at actually achieving your goals. And why I say that, why that matters, is because you have to be engaged. You have to be engaged, and you can't expect that it's just gonna your health is gonna be handed to you on a silver platter, because it's not. There has to be that engagement, and that awareness comes first, and then one of the second pieces is the nutrition and the fitness. And so we understood the psychology side of it, behavior change and awareness. So we had that in our team. We had the nutrition down solid. We needed a strong fitness partner that actually got the vision, understood the philosophy of what we were trying to accomplish. And I genuinely say this, that I really feel really effing grateful to Shara that I actually found her, because it was like finding a needle in the haystack. And she's built the vision out on fitness for us on My Viva. And so together, that combination can support a dietitian, it can support the trainer, so that, because each of our disciplines can't be everything to our client. That's unreasonable to expect, and it gets us into dangerous waters if we choose to do it.
Yeah.
That was very beautifully wrapped together. I feel like so much is just making sense of why this partnership makes so much sense, and why it's just out here for the use of people who are willing to get more engaged into their health. I think that's a really interesting component that not a lot of people recognize at first. So that really puts everything into perception, which is really great. So in terms of everything we've kind of wrapped together in terms of the ideation of this partnership, let's talk about more of the execution. So what does this partnership actually look like when it's all brought together? Like SVPT Fitness and My Viva and Revive, what can people look at both of the work you two are doing as?
Ooh, you want me to go?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so the fitness, obviously, are my portion of it. So I designed it based on what we actually use at my gym, based on what we see in people. It's based on 5 pillars of human movement: push, pull, hinge, squat, lunge, carry. Basically the movements that everybody needs to be doing every day in some way or another. And we choose movements that are safe. We choose movements because it's on an app, and because you don't have a coach there. We want to make sure that nobody gets injured. We want to make sure that it's, I wouldn't say easy, but it's not complicated, right? Again, this goes back to what we said originally, that this doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to be doing a lunge on a stability ball, holding a dumbbell over your head, and call it fitness. You know, just a lunge on the floor with a dumbbell will do just the same thing. And you won't get injured. But so the template I designed is what we use in the gym, and it's using human movement model, and it's giving you more bang for your buck. I just believe in using the body in a kinetic chain, less isolation of muscles, more movement based, but very accessible to everyone, no matter your fitness level. The great way that we programmed it is you can choose your fitness levels, and we have great coaching videos on there to teach you why you're doing certain things. Like Loreen said, we want you to leave the nest eventually, but we love teaching you why you're doing something. You need to understand why you're doing it, not just be told to do it. Why are you doing this in a half kneeling position? It's going to help your hip stability, and it's going to help your core stability. So that's why we try to teach that stuff in the coaching videos as well. There's nothing, the exercise on there is nothing flashy, but it's very sound. But again, just because it's not flashy, and this is what the internet makes you believe, is that exercise needs to be flashy. It doesn't. It just needs to be consistent. And the app can help you with that and create so many different workouts for you. But the great thing is you can master these movements, which we're really big on. You know, a lot of people say, well, why do I have to do this exercise again? Well, I'll use a fighter. A fighter doesn't get good at throwing one jab. They have to throw 1,000 jabs, thousands and thousands of jabs before they can get good. So that's the same way as doing an exercise. In order for you to progress and get better at something, you need to master it first. So the programming and the template of how the fitness is designed is based on, again, what we've done in the gym, what we know what works, and it's safe and it's effective. Did I answer the question? Sometimes I go,
You have to repeat the question because she babbled for so long that I can't. No, just kidding. I'm sorry. I just had to actually say that.
No.
I had to just throw that in there. I got so entrenched in what you were saying that I forgot the question. So
I'll reiterate. What does this partnership look like?
what does the partnership? Okay.
I thought
But that's okay.
Partnership was, I thought talking, maybe I misunderstood, is talking about what my partner, I don't know. Okay, I misunderstood.
No. But I want to add to what Shara is saying though. So in the how we built it, what's interesting is when we brought Shara on, we've actually been building the new version of our fitness program for the last 2 years. Like we have, like it's genuinely, I think people would look at it and think our cheese is slid off our cracker with what we've done. Like what we've done is not done out there at all. 3 years? Okay, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. It is not done out there. We have engineers that have built that use modular engineering techniques to actually build what we've done. And I'm not going to give you the secret sauce of what it is that we've done, but it is an industry first. And people literally told me, I will say what people called me. I wasn't calling them this, but they literally told me I was effing crazy and that I couldn't do what we did. And so the first version that we built was a test to see, okay, are the engineers, are we aligned? Does this make sense? Can this actually work? And it did. And that's when I was so grateful to have found Shara 3 years ago to start building the more robust vision of what we wanted to roll out. And so it's so complex on the back end, but put in a way that is very seamless and very easy for the user with one goal in mind. There are no gimmicks. It's about teaching people to be active in their environment of what they're doing, and that it's like it's functional fitness, right? And it's the same kind of thing with the nutrition side of it. I mean, it took us forever to actually build what we did. And one of my biggest pet peeves, and I just have to throw it out there, I am so sick and tired. People have to go to the YouTube video and actually watch my YouTube video on 5 ways that we're different. Please do that, because I'm really sick and tired of, oh, I can just get that for free any place. Like, no, you can't. No, you can't, because we spend millions of dollars actually building what it is that we built and scouring the world to actually look at what the competition is. This is a world-renowned product that we built, all with the mission that, and when you talk about partnership, all with the mission to genuinely, from the bottom of our heart, help people take control of their health. We get one crack at this life that we're living, one crack. And at 19 years old, when I was hit by a drunk driver and almost died, and they kept telling me it was a miracle that I survived, I realized how fragile life was at a very young age, and it scared the living daylights out of me. And so I have been on this mission to figure out how to get humans engaged in their health, because you know what? Tomorrow your life can change and it can be over, because there are no guarantees for any of us. And so to me, quality matters. It matters. And you have to get engaged if you want quality, both mentally and physically. And so that's what this partnership is genuinely about, is to help people get engaged and take control and kick some ass.
And I would add to that, the one thing that we love to teach is fitness and physical activity, with all the rest of it, is to help you live a more fuller, adventurous life. Like we always say to our clients, we don't want to see you on the sidelines because you feel tired or not engaged, or you have an injury, chronic injury, because you're doing stupid burpees. And you know what I mean? We want to see people living a fuller, happier life. And encompassing all the things that this app does and this platform does, it gives you that mental help, like physical help, the nutrition, it's all there, and it's just going to allow you to live a fuller life. Like Loreen said, tomorrow's not promised. And the other flip side of all of this, and I think COVID has done this for us to make us realize, is how precious our health is, how precious our mental health is. Because if anything, over the past 19 months, that's what we've all been dealing with. So if you are in a better place in a health perspective, you can deal with things better that come your way, because life ain't going to be perfect and all daisies, but if you're healthy and you have wellness on your side, you're going to be more equipped to handle it.
A great way of putting things together. I think that's something really interesting to take into account, thinking about what you guys both mentioned of taking charge of your health and living that full adventurous life. And to people who this message really resonates with and really want to take those next steps, how can somebody get involved with the work that My Viva and SVPT Fitness are doing? What would the next steps be?
Loreen?
Reach out. Sign up, reach out to SVPT, reach out to Revive Wellness, reach out to MVP, to My Viva Plan. We want to work with people who are ready to actually take action and get engaged in their health. It's what gets us up in the morning and what genuinely, fuels our fire.
Yep. Reach out, give it a try. You just never, like, I don't understand hesitancy sometimes. People aren't hesitant to spend an hour on social media flipping through TikTok and Instagram, but could you spend an hour on your health instead? Like, that's the hesitancy for me is a tough one. And I think that if people would just engage and just give themselves a chance to try, I think that they would be surprised on what they could accomplish.
Well, and I think that this pandemic in particular it's created a fog in many people's minds. The mental health is definitely a struggle. I don't think there's a human on the planet that can say that they actually got through this last 18 months without having at least some moments on some days where they felt anxiety or they felt depression. And I call BS if actually people say that they did. Even the people who were making money while the rest of us were struggling, I call BS on that, because how can you, like, none of us have ever lived through such a thing. There's the unknown and the uncertainty, and so the anxiety levels have definitely been an issue. What I struggle with is that there's just too much of the victim mindset that I'm hearing, and the lack of understanding that we have what it takes, like the cards that we got dealt, the curveball that gets thrown at us, that life will continually throw at us. We can't control any of that. The only thing that we can control is how we choose to react to it. And that there is power in that. There is power in that. It doesn't mean that every day is going to be sunshine and roses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, though, stop, like, please believe in you. Like, because every individual on this planet does matter. They do. They really do. And you need to believe in yourself if you actually want to if you want to achieve optimal mental and physical health. It has to come from within. And when you're ready to do it, we're here to help, take your hand, guide you along the journey until you're ready to fly solo.
It's a really beautiful, like, wrapping it up and everything like that. One of the next questions I was going to ask was advice you would give to somebody who was hesitant to take the next step. And I feel like both of you guys just already did that with everything that you had to bring to the table. So that's really amazing. But
I would add that, like, you're worth it. Like,
yeah.
Like goodness, like, come on, you're worth it. You're worth achieving optimal physical and mental health. Period. Like, why wouldn't you be worth it? I don't understand the hesitancy to do something for yourself, which, I mean, is a whole loaded question, but at the same time, I just would say you're worth it. Every human is worth to feel good and healthy and happy.
100%.
100% perfect. Well, that is just about everything that we had in terms of questions and debunking misconceptions. So I want to thank both of you guys for the time and for your expertise. And hopefully this has provided people more insight into everything SVPT, My Viva Plan, and Revive Wellness. Thank you guys so much.
Bye. Thanks, Amanda.